Good morning. At least I think it's still morning. Yes, it's still morning for another half hour here in Indiana. This is going to be the Aquarius video, the long-awaited Aquarius video. I apologize it took me so long. I had plans to do it yesterday, but our power went out yesterday morning. I went 12 hours without power, and I barely kept a charge of my phone. I had to go to my son's house to charge my phone, plus I didn't have any internet. So yesterday was kind of like a long day for me without any power, but I was like, well, it is what it is. I'm just glad I got my newspapers delivered yesterday before the storm started, because I'm doing that. I get up at like 2 in the morning, go deliver papers, and get home about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then I sleep till about 9. And that's the reason why I really only have the energy now to do maybe one reading a day. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started because my energy is real good this morning, and I feel like there's lots of good messages coming through. So the first card that we have is the King of Swords, Ambition. And basically what I'm getting with this is the energy that I'm getting with the card is almost that I will show them energy. Maybe this was a situation where you're going through some sort of heartache and pain, and your way of kind of getting revenge for whatever's happened is ambition. I'm going to have success. I'm going to show them. And I'm not taking away from ambition. I'm not taking away from success. But do know how you measure success. Success is not always in material goods or jobs. Success can be feeling good inside, releasing whatever it is that has happened, forgiving those people involved, really having a deep inner peace. And once you get to this point of an inner peace, then you will attract something that might not be what you were initially going after, because your intention has now changed. Whereas before, your intention was to kind of get even with success, and I know I've been there. And understand that intention really is grounded in the fact that you're really concerned about what other people think about you. And there is freedom and power when you no longer have to conform. You no longer need people to like you. You just don't give a damn because you're going to be yourself regardless. And once you get into this energy, and the other thing that's coming through for somebody is it's all right to admit being hurt. I know when I went through like a lot of heartache and pain last year, I was really embarrassed because I felt like people were watching. And it was very embarrassing to me. And I literally had to get to the point where I no longer cared what people thought. You know, I lost my job, and I thought, oh, all these people are watching, and they're just going to think, I'm just such a failure, or they're going to mock me or make fun of me. And I just got to the point where, you know what, I just don't give a damn. My inner peace is the most important thing now. And as long as I know what's going on with me, I don't care. I really don't. To clarify that card, we have the Wolf, the Instinct card. And so once again, I feel like this instinct has to do with your instinct is your feeling, your gut feeling, how you feel about something. And so basically the energy that I'm getting from this card is to follow your intuition and to really follow your heart instead of your head. Stay out of your head. And anybody who watches my videos, I say that all the time, stay out of your head, because your head is your ego, and the ego is the devil, and the devil doesn't want you to be happy. So stay out of your head. And the ego also is what is aligning you to this whole, I want to prove something. I want to show something. Look at me. I am all right. I'm not hurt. Whatever this thing is that happened, it didn't break me. And That's very ego-based. Sometimes it's all right. You know, everybody has been through things. And you know, the message that I got from Spirit when I was going through my show-off phase was, you know what? Everybody's got their own shit they're going through. And they're not really even watching you all like you think they are. But with this instinct, I do feel like another message that's coming through is to reset your intention. If you are out here really trying to achieve something, for one thing, recognize the fact that you are in the matrix and you are aligning to different experiences right now. But also realize, like I said, you have to honor yourself first. You are the most important thing. So what is it that's going to make you feel good? What is it that's going to bring you happiness? Because you're honoring everybody else by being concerned with them watching and wanting to put on a good show. And I'm not saying this is for everybody, but this is the energy that I'm getting from these cards. In doing that, you're honoring other people and not honoring yourself. Plus, you're blocking your blessings. Because when we don't forgive people or when we hold grudges, we're blocking our blessings from coming through. And so do definitely release that. Now, in the romance area, we have a lot going on. And we have the Two of Cups, which is partnership. Clarified by this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek. And so I believe this has came up before, where I feel very strongly that you have met your divine partner. You know, your twin flame, because we have the twin flame card here too. 1111. You know, if you've been seeing 1111 and not a lot, then understand that you're awakening to a twin flame journey. I do make twin flame videos. Check them out. This is clearly the twin flame card. And this is typically twin flame partnership as well. And if you're not familiar with a twin flame is your soul in two bodies. And this connection can be rather hard to navigate, as it's not really about romance at all. It's really about inner union. It's about returning to your own soul energy and really combining the shadow and the light parts of your energy, like yin and yang. But do definitely check out my videos, because I'm not going to get too much into this. This could also be, you know, a sacred soulmate. And soulmates, we travel with our soul family from one dimension to from one galaxy even, different timelines. And we plan with our soul family what type of experiences we want to have in the next life. So a soulmate is not the same energy as you, but they're very close in alignment because they're part of your soul family. You've had past lives together. You know, in past lives, you've been different things to each other. You know, you could have been a parent or grandparent, child, could have worked together, could have been neighbors, you know, anything. And then it changes from one lifetime, or I call them timelines, to the next. So you're probably feeling very soulfully connected to somebody right now, and that's probably why you are watching this video, because you're probably trying to figure out what's going on with the situation. So I'm going to try to clarify that a little bit. We have the abandonment card, so I'm sensing a sense of abandonment, that possibly, you know, somebody has left your life, and now, you know, you're, like I said, trying to figure out what's going on with them. And sometimes this has to happen in order for us to grow. A lot of times when we're with somebody, either A, they're just there for a season, for a reason. They are a soulmate that's came in to teach you a lesson of some sort. So do look at that. You know, if this is someone who is a divine partner, twin flame, you cannot lose them. They're not going anywhere. They're just going to keep coming back, or, you know, in and out. And that's why I said navigating this is so important. So do definitely check out the videos that I make. But what I'm sensing here is that this has happened for you to face your fear of abandonment. I know I had a serious, serious core wound of fear of abandonment, because when I was 8 years old, the man who I thought was my father walked out on me and my brother and sister and my mom. And so I spent a whole lifetime trying to be a codependent chameleon to make sure that people wouldn't leave me so that I would not feel abandoned ever again. And you get to the point where you just really have to face this fear, because if you don't, your greatest fear will be your greatest teacher over and over and over again. It will just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. And I know lately I have been facing a lot of fears. And this was the first one that I experienced. I finally got to the point where my back was against the wall and I said, you know what? I completely surrender to the universe. Whatever is for me, I shall have. If not, I won't, and it's fine, because I want the highest possible outcome, the highest possible timeline, with the highest possible things and people that are truly for me, that truly resonate with me on a soul level. And if this person is for me, I cannot lose them. And you have to get to that point where you face those fears head on, because fears are just illusions anyway. Fears don't even exist. And that is that twin flame card again, which is very funny, because when you first start out on a twin flame journey, you start seeing 1111 everywhere. You look at the clock, it's flashing. I know it would come across my phone. I would have, 1111 notifications. I was a cashier at the time. The total was always 1111. It's an activation code that basically, when you meet your twin flame or have soul recognition of your soul in another person's body, it activates your soul. It starts you on this path of ascension. And you have to be to the point, your soul has to be to the point where you're ready for that type of experience. So if you are on a twin flame journey, it means that you were ready. Your soul recognized that you were ready. And now you've been activated. And like I said, it is a really tough one to navigate. That's why I suggest watching my videos. Because it's about you. It's not about anybody else but you. About facing your own shit and facing your fears. We have the 10 of Wands, responsibility. And what I got for this right away was be responsible for whatever type of situations you are creating. Be responsible for your own energy. I don't know how many times I've seen people complaining, my partner did this, my partner did that. This is something that you align to by what you believe to be true. Anything in your life, not just romance, finances, anything. Are you feeling like you don't have enough money? Are you scared you're not going to have no money to pay your bills? Are you scared somebody's going to abandon you or leave you or run off with somebody else or cheat on you or mistreat you? Guess what? That's exactly what you're going to get. So clear that shit and be responsible for your own energy, because I promise you, this is you. And everybody else is a mirror holding up to you to show you you and to show you what you are aligning to. To clarify that card, we have breathing is secondary. Don't forget to think. A good manifesto is foremost legible. Reconsider your concept of small versus big. So basically what I'm getting with this, because there's a lot of metaphors and like allegories and stuff in these art oracle cards. After a while, it will become second nature to kind of drop down into your heart space, into your gut, where your instinct is, and to feel your way through situations instead of overthinking them or thinking negatively and bringing negative situations into your life. The important thing to do, and I've told everybody I believe in the videos over the past week, is to create a mental list of things that you believe to be true and use them as affirmations. I am lovable. I am enough. I attract abundance. People treat me well. anything like that. And you can, you know, look up lists of positive affirmations that you can say over and over again, and believe these and let them play in the background instead of the other stories you've been telling yourself. And then when something comes up, instead of overthinking it, how do you feel about it? Drop down into your gut and where your instinct is and really feel your way through it. A good manifesto. A manifesto basically is what you stand for and what you believe in. Do make sure you know what that is, and make sure it is more than just this energy of, I want to prove something to somebody else. That is not who you are. That is ego-based. Who you really are is what really makes your heart sing. What is it that you really want to do for a living? You know, maybe it's not getting that 9 to 5 and driving that sports car and having the best house on the street so that you can prove to your neighbors that I made it, or prove to your childhood friends, maybe you didn't have enough money growing up. I had that shit going on and I had a lot to prove to people, and it's gotten me into a lot of trouble. And when I got stripped down to nothing and I didn't have nothing at all, I said, you know what, that is not even who I am, because here I am standing here right now, abandoned, alone, with nothing whatsoever, and I had to really face my shit and really know who I was. So make sure that you know who you are and what you believe in after you strip off everything that is not you. Reconsider your concept of small versus big, and that goes along with that energy. Make sure you know the true meaning of success. Let your success be a peaceful heart, a stable home life, and being grateful for what you have right now. And I'm not taking away from wealth at all. But all I'm saying is make sure you know what true wealth is, and it is from the soul. Because everything else is here today, gone tomorrow. How many times have you lost it all and got it back? Lost it all and got it back. You know, and when you lost it all, you know what? You were still all right, because you know what? You had to be more from your soul. I mean, I know when I lost everything, I had to be happy going to the library to use the internet. I had to be happy riding the bus. You know, sometimes I had to go to food pantries for food, but you know what? I was still happy. I was still fulfilled as a soul, because I was grateful for what I had. So all I'm saying is make sure you know the true meaning of success. Abundance. I do show abundance is coming to you once you remove those blocks. And those blocks are: 1, caring too much what people think; 2, any type of unforgiveness or grudge that you have right now, and that whole attitude of, I want to prove something to somebody. Remove that, and the universe can bring you all the abundance that you want. Because it's coming from a pure place. Damselfly brings direction. And this is what I was saying just now. Once you reset your intention, you can go in a different direction. But don't be scared of that, because there's a certain element of fear of change, of just trying to keep the status quo and trying to hold on to what you have right now. And maybe what you have right now isn't truly for you. Maybe something better is meant to come along, and that will set your soul on a path of a new direction, and that's all right too. Don't judge it, because really there's no small, there's no big, there's no up, down, there's no wrong, there's no right, there's no good, there's no evil. There just is oneness. There's no separation, there's no duality. There's just wholeness. There's one consciousness. So practice just being and not really judging situations as they come in, because if something comes in, just be like, you know what, I don't like this, but somehow I aligned to this, and this is something that I must have needed to experience. And so what is it I need to learn from this situation? The Magician, manifestation, and that's right beside that abundance card. And so you are manifesting good things into your life, and if you haven't seen them yet, hold on, because they are coming. You just have to stay in a positive place and don't focus on what you don't want. Don't focus on what you don't have. Start showing gratitude for what you do have. To clarify that card, we have I choose to learn through love. So this is what I was saying earlier about those experiences that have came up. Do choose to kind of turn them around. You know, and most of the time, the people that do hurt us and that do things to us are soul family. That is, they're playing their part. Because remember, you chose these things together. And they may not consciously be doing it. It's on a soul level. And so, forgive them. And once you forgive them, you are transmuting all of that into love and sending it back into the universe and helping to raise the vibrations of the planet. We have the mature man and the wealthy man. And basically what I'm getting with this is that the mature man, this is that whole, what is the true meaning of wealth and success? The true meaning. And spiritual maturity is what I'm getting from this card here, knowing the difference between wealth, material wealth, and like the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of peace, the wealth of gratitude, the wealth of ancient knowledge of knowing who you are as a soul, who you've always been. I know I've been facing fears lately, lots and lots of fears. I feel like I've been going through some kind of initiation through the fire. Man, and like this week, I really had to face fear of death. Because I have had a lot of stuff going on lately. Crazy shit that I just can't even talk about. Man. And I believe that these demos that I've had over this past week have been to help me get over my fear of death. I finally was to the point where, you know what? I don't even fear death anymore. But you know why? Because I have been in so many other existences, so many other timelines, and so many different physical forms, that this is just one. This is just a drop in the bucket. And if something would happen to me, you know what? I would continue on. I would just be in a different form. My soul never dies. And so you have to get to the point where you recognize this, and that everything that is here right now in this physical realm is fleeting. Here today, gone tomorrow. You are here today, gone tomorrow. Nothing is permanent but your soul. This, when I saw this, because I don't read this because these connotations are so negative. I look at this as like a crossroads. And see the sun's in the background? The sun is a very positive sign. So this is all about choosing your path. Now understand, you can't choose wrong. Because wherever it is, the journey is the destination, first of all. There is no destination point. Second of all, no matter which way you go, the universe is going to use it, because the universe doesn't waste anything. And you're still going to get something out of it. It's going to teach you something. It's still going to lead you exactly to where you were headed to begin with. Where your soul was taking you, you can't avoid, because it's already been predestined and your soul knows. So you might, and that's the reason why it's so important to align to your soul, so that you are not working against it. You're not resisting what's happening. But if we do choose a side road, a different path, we're still going to end up at the same place. We're just going to have other lessons along the way. That's the reason why I said you can't lose what is yours by divine right, period. You can't have it both ways. You can't be like, okay, I want this real bad. Okay, well, if this is mine, I know that I cannot lose it. But then at the same time, fight against your soul's path, because that's contradictory. You know, that's contradictory. It's contradicting each other. It's all about destiny. It's all about that wheel of fortune. And your soul knows best. It's kind of like that TV show, Father Knows Best. And the soul is part of the universe. You know, we're all connected. We're all universally connected. All of the souls make up the universe. All right, this is the postcard oracle message, which I have not read yet. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after requesting one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself in the world. Remember I said change your stories? So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable. Hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why did you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are all like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it, so make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine Loving Fan Club. Wow, I was talking about changing your stories. Remember I said make a list of things you know to be true. Let that play in the background instead of the stories you're telling yourself. That is beautiful. What a beautiful ending to perfect messages today. Well, I'm doing my readings different now, and I think I'm eventually going to maybe do it from Skype. But if you would like a reading, and for right now they're $40, but we can actually like talk to each other on the phone or, you know, however. And like I said, I'm probably going to use Skype eventually. And so we kind of can, it's more, I can't even think of the right word. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Can't think of the word for it. Interactive. So if you would like to do that, or if you'd like to make an energy donation, I will include my information in the description of the video. Thank you for watching today.